Alright, hey guys, what's going on? I know this isn't the usual setting that we have for our videos, however, I needed to take this time to show you how this video actually came to be, because as you may see later on in the video, there is a little smidgen of remnants of how this started, so take a look.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Solar Systems, where we help you understand the system your soul goes into. And today we're going to be talking about Sun in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn's quite the interesting sign. It's one of the first and one of the last of the zodiac, depending on where you're looking at it from. But before we actually get into what this sign is, what it likes, what it dislikes, how it's placed, let's talk about what it doesn't like so we can make it nice and easy. Now, Capricorn doesn't like people who communicate endlessly and don't get anywhere, and they just start, and don't even finish anything. Capricorns hate that. Capricorns love deadlines, and they hate people that can't meet them. That sucks. They don't want that to happen at all. They're like, all right, you just talk, and they'll slowly distance away from you because you can't complete anything for jack shit. Now, another thing Capricorn doesn't like, and it hates most of all, is it hates the energy of being caring, being very emotional, being very lackluster in, once again, finishing the job because you're too caught up into caring for others and caring about yourself and keeping yourself in your own little safe shell. And one of the other things Capricorn doesn't like is people who are too ego-driven, people who are too fixated on a vision that they neglect to complete. Now, don't get me wrong, Capricorn doesn't mind focusing on the vision and focusing on creating an outlook of how you want something. They just want you to bring it to the table. But what's most common about these energies of focusing on a vision, not even creating or bringing your vision to earth, is that you're just too caught up in trying to look at something from a mental perspective. They want you to bring it to completion. That's cool if you got a vision, just bring it to the light. Now, if you take note and you actually know a little bit about astrology, you may notice that the common traits that I've mentioned in these past couple little bits of energy is correlated to the three signs that Capricorn damn near opposes. This is Gemini, Cancer, and Leo in sequential order. Gemini and Leo are both misunderstandings, aka inconjunctions or quincunxes with Capricorn, and Cancer is its direct opposition. So if you look over here, we're gonna have a zodiac wheel on this dead tree or right next to it, and you will be able to see how you can calculate this based off just looking at the zodiac wheel. Hey guys, what's going on? Now that we're more of a neutral territory, we're more on the earth a little bit, let's talk about how we calculate and understand what Capricorn is and how it sort of correlates to the sign in general. You know what I'm saying? So Capricorn was born from the 10th house. The 10th house is all about status, structure, stability, what you're known for, things that you've actually done, skills you actually have, things that are to completion, tangible, but they're not being worked on, they're not being planned out, they're just something that you do. This is the space that Capricorn was born into. And then, well, more born out of, but it lived in for a little bit. Now it's in a different house. I believe Capricorn's actually, the constellation itself is living in the, I want to tell you. But anyways, Capricorn is born from the 10th house. It's the cardinal earth sign, and it is, it's cardinal earth, initiating, creating new ways of thinking and practicality. Why is it new ways of thinking and practicality? Because it's born from the space of already being something that is thought of and is practical and just is, right? So when you're born from that space, naturally you want to be like, all right, I'm done with this. I want to create new stuff, which is why we get cardinal earth. Now, the planets that this is actually correlated to, we'll work our way down, is it's exalted in Mars, it's at home in Saturn, it's away in the moon, and it falls in Jupiter, which is something we've just experienced since Jupiter actually just left Capricorn and more or less entered Aquarius a couple months ago at the time of this recording. Now, how we calculate and based off and figure out all this stuff and kind of what Capricorn does is we'll be in the little next section. All right, guys. Now that we've made it through what Capricorns don't like, what they think's wrong with the world, what it is, and now it's time for what's positive and how it applies to the sun. So let's talk about the sun, right? The sun is your expressions. The sun is how you express yourself as well as how the world expresses itself to you. Think about what the sun actually does in real life. It shines light on this physical-ass world, this thought-based and practicalized-ass world of what it actually is. And now that it shines its light on it, it shows you how you want to see it. It shows you how well, not how you want to see it, but it shows you how your individual sun size shows things how you want to see it, but the sun shows you how it wants you to see this piece of energy in its physical form, right? So with that being said, the sun is how you look at things, and it's how things are expressed back to you. So if you think about having a sign actually layered over it, this sign would basically show, it's like a lens. It's like wearing glasses. For instance, these are the Capricorn glasses. If I'm looking at a tree, I'm going to start seeing, what does this tree do? What does it do to me? What is it practicalized? It cleans the air. It provides lumber. This is what I can do with that. That's how Capricorns look at things. They're like, what can I do with this? If you text a Capricorn and say, hey, you know, can we hang out, do this, this, and this? If they have work to do and you have nothing to do with work, you know, Capricorns are really on that type of time where it's like, you know, if I want to grow and actually become something and you don't fit that role, then the energy's not in your favor at this moment. I'll move somewhere else. I'll move to somewhere practical. I'll move to somewhere where I can achieve that status, you know, whatever, and so on and so forth. So let's talk about what Capricorns are good at and what they are not good at, right? So Capricorns are perfect at bringing a motivation and bringing it to structure. If a Capricorn gets around a good Aries or something like that, a Capricorn can take their motivations and actually put substance to it. So it's like, okay, you're motivated in this direction. This is your vision. This is what we can do. Okay, cool. Let's put A, B, and C and actually find some steps to practicalize it. Now, they may learn that the Aries will not stick with them the whole way and they sort of want to be in this creative space and pioneering space. However, they will have a vision and something to work with after the fact. You get what I'm saying here? So think about it. Mars plus Saturn. Motivation, structuring. This is basically the relationship that we just discussed. And these are the higher virtues and principles of what a Sun and Capricorn person would do. Now, this isn't how you reflect. This isn't how you just are, your space naturally is. This is what you see, and this is how you express yourself. You could have totally different moon and an ascendant placement that makes you bring structure and create things out of something totally stupid, although it may seem good to you. You know what I'm saying? Now, the negative natures of what Capricorn are is they're not so good with emotions and reacting properly to people, and they're even worse at finding wisdom out of something because they're not on the type of time where they like to find meaning and create, you know, their own virtues, principles, and what certain, you know, just little, like a black cat crosses your path. That means nothing to a Capricorn, you know? They're not the type of person to actually bring that energy into the space. They don't really care. They're more about, what does this do? What can I use this for? How can this improve my life? And how can I build upon that? Because we're living in reality here. Capricorn is at home in Saturn. So if they don't look at things like that, they're not going to feel it, you know? They're not going to take time to feel it. They're not going to take time to extract the wisdom. They're not going to take time to find their comfortable space internally. They want to find it externally as much as they can, right? That's why they're looking for status. They're looking for stability. They're looking for something to elevate them and build them up without boxing them in, which is what they kind of feel meaning and spending time with emotions do. Although if they did take time to do things that are a little worse for them, quote unquote worse, working on their emotions, figuring out what's best for them, finding someone that they can actually relate to, they probably would elevate. You just need to frame it to them. You need to frame emotional things to them like it's something that can elevate their status, elevate their standing, build them up from where they once came. But yeah, anyways, these are the positives of Capricorn. They're great at building. Hey guys, now they're more and more of a... Hey yo, I just noticed this freaking branch literally right in the middle of my face. Alright, we got a blooper reel. Now, let's talk about how these... was I talking about that? I guess it was. I don't know. But, it's raining, so I got a little caught up by a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,